Still starting. My God, what is taking?
Start, you janky piece of shit.
All right, hey, yo, what's popping up, guys? Welcome to the
wait, I gotta be healed.
We're already off the rails, but let's go to the channel right
Hey, Chad.
Yeah.
Chad.
Bueller.
Are we live?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
All right, first off.
All right, take two.
Hey, yo, what's up? It's Chad.
Hey, Chad.
Hey, what's up?
We can't hear your mic again, buddy.
Oh, damn it.
Uh-oh.
All right, now.
Take three, action. Let's go.
All right, turning it over to the host with the most. I'm always in. Step on the gas. He's going to kick your ass. Toothpick throwing. Carson Woodard. C19. I'm tired. Go.
Thank you for that wonderful intro, Chad. First, I want to go to the chat. We got Flaming Sheila. What is going on, Flaming Sheila? We're glad you can make it into the chat. We've got our guest on the panel. We got Joe Ryan Comics. More on him.
Yo.
That's another show, man. So
Hey, I'm from New York. I can take the air horn. I know I probably just started some unwanted beef there. Hey.
We got one of our favorites here at the Comic Core on Friday nights. We got Robert Galvin in the chat. I believe he started up a new segment on his channel called the G Spot. So check that out. We got Midwest Comic
It does exist. It does exist.
We got Don from the Comic Core chat, now known as Mastodon Comics and Collecting. We're glad to have you in the chat, Don. We got Bake the Snake. What is going on, Bake the Snake? We got Double G Reggie Simmons in the chat. What is going on, Reggie?
Jake.
And we got Mr. Steve and Spock in the chat. And we got Kachung.
That's how you say it,
man. Hey, that's what I'm going with.
That was pretty good.
That's how you say it. There you go. Kachung.
Kachung. Another one of my favorites.
Monster named Kachung.
We got Brett Hessart in the chat. What is going on, Brett? He says, you guys rule. No, Brett, you rule. Brett Hessart.
Damn right.
Man. And we got the architect. He's burning it down in the chat with that blue wrench, Sam's Tangled Web. So we're fired up. We're ready for another
Sam's Tangled Web.
Thank you.
Yeah, pal.
All right. So let's start the panel. We're going to leave our guest for last, so we'll start with KATREN Figures because she's on the screen next. So what's up, guys?
Hi.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going pretty well here.
Yeah.
I got out of the box tonight.
You made it another week.
You're gonna go back in.
Awesome. So next up in the lineup, we got. He's been putting out a lot of awesome Golden Age videos. You guys need to check out his channel. We got Midwest Comic Man Paul. How's it going, Paul? You've had a great week this week, it seems like.
He's still boring.
Oh, man.
This dude hasn't been buried yet. Anyway, what's up, Paul?
For Chad, if it's not Liefeld, he doesn't want to know about it. No, it has been a good week. I think I've hit my spot. I'm doing stuff that I enjoy. And
was it the G Spot?
I think it was
track.
Oh my God!
Inspector's like, oh snap! The train is leaving the station.
Shout out to James Corrigan.
Blue brick.
And next up, we got the 41-time world heavyweight champion of the world. What's up, legend?
One for every year of my life. That's how the great legend does it. All the time.
I only lower my belt for you, man. That's out of respect.
You gotta lower the belt
for you.
I gotta have that cream. I got the cream on the top.
What is going on?
Yeah.
Talking about lowering it all.
All I heard is I gotta lower my belt. I got the cream.
What happened? Oh, yeah.
That's not good.
But anyways, it's great to be here live on the Comic Core. We're going to have a great time talking about the comics and getting into the topics. Ain't that right? Back to you, Seawood.
Thank you for that, legend. Next up, we got the undisputed other heavyweight champion of the world. And he just had a phenomenal live stream. He's been killing it all week on his channel. He's still going up in subs. He's almost like 45 million subs. We got Comics with Bueller in the chat. What is going on, Bueller? Road Warrior Pop.
What's our subject tonight?
We're just gonna talk about you.
What was the subject? I don't remember. Hey everybody, how's it going?
Soy milk. We're gonna talk about soy milk.
Just
for an hour.
Rails, a philosophical perspective.
There you go. I'm excited to be here. It should be a fun time. We got a guest here. That's pretty cool. We got Joe Ryan Comics in the house with us.
And me.
And there you go. But it's always a good time on the Comic Core every Friday night after my live stream. I get like a 10-minute break. I go grab a little bit of munchies. I fill up my coffee cup and I come back over here and I'm ready to just let the shit hit the fan. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's have a good time.
Hey, what was your topic on your show tonight?
I don't know. I didn't have one. It was like the Comic Core.
The topic of tonight's show is all about digital. What do you think about comics and digital platforms? Like the DC Universe or Marvel.
I think we're good then. I think we're good.
Haven't we done this like 18 times?
Yeah, I thought we did this one before.
No, man.
I know Seawood did on his
Do it.
We got to get it on with that DC Universe.
You don't want to talk about slabs, all right?
Slaps are cool.
Can we talk about should we slab it or not? To slab it.
Anyway, I'm going to go back to the chat one more time. We got Comic G-Man in the chat. How's it going, Comic G-Man? We got
G-Man.
Comic Spectre. He says, oh, snap, the train's leaving the station, ladies and gentlemen. We got Astro Comics. He said he just made it, so we're glad you could make it, Astro Comics. We got Doomsday Comics. He says, Bueller. Not part of your scene. He says, digital is okay. I just don't find myself reading them. We'll get more on that later, but we appreciate that feedback. That's for sure. I want to see all kinds of comments in the chat tonight. We've got Mo. I know he loves him some Mo Comics, so we're glad to have you in the chat, Mo. We have Marvel Joe 67. He says,
I love
Happy
some
Friday.
comics.
And I would like to thank not part of your scene. This is the first time I've seen him here. I just subbed him up.
There you go. And we got another one of our favorites. We got Chuckload of Comics in the chat. What's going on, Chuck?
He's usually at a bar getting drunk and watching us. So
he sends me pictures all the time of him sitting there with a beer. I'm like, thanks, Chuck.
As I pop my first cough drop of the night, thank you guys.
Man,
I want to get into our guest. We've got Joe Ryan Comics here, guys. What's going on, Joe?
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for having me. Seawood, Chad. I'm trying to go down the line.
Hi.
Legend, Mark, Bueller, Joe, everyone in the chat. Happy to be here.
Well, you better be.
Trying to get some respect.
Wow. Bueller After Dark, everyone.
I'm gonna stare awkwardly at the camera now.
No, man, we're definitely excited to have Joe Ryan Comics here live tonight on the Core. One of the coolest guys. You got to make sure you are subscribed to this guy. Man, the freaking editing you do on your intros to just the way you present yourself and like you're just pretty damn good, buddy. Man. A natural, man. Just like Dustin Rhodes, the natural.
Oh, that's amazing. That's some good company right there.
Dustin, that's gold dust.
I know. I want Dusty.
Yeah, but the natural,
say the best man,
the regular
win.
guy. Yeah.
I want Big Dusty.
That's hard times, baby.
Yeah, the hard times.
Yeah, baby.
So what got you into the YouTube there, Mr. Joe?
So I've always been a class clown and wanted attention. Shock there. And I don't know how to shut up, as you'll see on here and on my channel. And I really like them comic books. So I think I did it about 2 years ago, and then I stopped for a year. I think I've been doing this about a year and a half. I took a year off. But yeah, anyway, I jumped into it, just got on there and started talking, and rest is history, you know. I love comic books.
That's pretty cool, man.
And I like to ramble. Like,
awesome.
So, and the wrestling aspect, I mean, I kind of like the shoots.
Yeah, that comes from, you know, just I've watched wrestling since I was a kid, man, the good and the bad. And I've always had an appreciation for it. And I fell off some of the recent stuff, got back into it. And I just love like really dumb promos, like, but I mean awesome promos. When I say dumb promos, like Macho Man and Warrior, like hopped up on coke in the '80s, like that stuff to me is I just die laughing for hours at the awkwardness. And Terrified Mean Gene standing there going, you're out of your mind. And Macho Man's like, so that's what that's all about.
Oh man,
I like the crazy stuff.
Damn.
So are you a
rises to the top?
I'm gonna hit you with some hard questions. Are you ready? Vince Russo or Eric Bischoff?
Oh, that's
not hard.
He's a Vince guy. I know. He's a Russo.
Yeah, Russo. Oh, but the NWO, man, I don't know. I don't like Bischoff's character, like him as a character on the show, which I feel like might be the same thing. I'll go Russo.
All right. So, what is your pride and joy in the comic books?
So I don't have a lot of slabs because I'm a basic boy and I'm cheap. Not yet. I have a few, but nothing crazy. I'm just a story and art guy, man. I come to the books for just incredible art, great story, just like I did when I was a kid. That doesn't mean I don't respect slabs. I love watching people's channels out there that get those crazy grails, like a lot of these awesome people in the chat. I just haven't pulled that trigger yet on one. But I'm a Spidey guy. I'm a huge X-Men guy since I was a kid. Batman. I love it all. Like, I'm a really positive dude. I don't get into like hating on a lot of stuff. I understand what people do. But usually if I hate a comic, it's got to be pretty bad. So I love it all, but I got some that are like more than others. And I love indies like Deadly Class, Black Science, Saga, like Moonshine. There's a lot of indies I love too. So I love a little bit of everything, you know.
I'm going to jump into the chat because I wanted to give a big shout out to Brett Hess Art, who's recently been putting out some videos. And if you guys haven't subbed him up or checked out, his art is absolutely amazing and stunning and beautiful. So go check out Brett Hess Art.
It is beautiful.
Yeah, I got to check out more of that.
Yeah, you should.
Vaccine is awesome.
You definitely should.
You should.
Okay, I heard you. This is very. Go back to Dangerfield. Hey,
is there a picture of a train wreck on? That's awesome.
Yes, I'm carrying a graphic representation of our show.
That hasn't happened yet. All right, it's all yours, Carson.
Oh man, no. Anyway,
the conductor, Carson.
So anyway, I mean, as you probably know, I love wrestling too. Just we always talk about the '80s wrestlers, and they're almost like comic book characters themselves.
Great way to put it.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know you liked wrestling, Carson.
Yeah, you never know.
I find out something new about you every day, buddy.
There you go. I also have a YouTube channel. I didn't know if you knew that. But anyway.
I'm going to sub you up right now. What's your channel?
Yeah, what's the name of your channel?
It doesn't matter. Anyway, Joe, what are you really enjoying reading nowadays? I always like to get the guests on. Just ask, what do you actually really like to read currently?
I like to read these chuckleheads. Hey, shout ahead. No. So yeah, it's going off the rails. Again, I brought up Black Science, Deadly Class. I read a lot of that stuff in trade. Oblivion Song, Gideon's Falls, Monstrous. I love indie stuff, and I've moved to trades on that just because I feel like it reads better. For some reason, I'm still doing my singles with the big two. It seems opposite, but I think that's just, there's still like a kid in me, surprise, right? That loves getting that Spider-Man comic or, that X-Men comic. Well, currently the X-Men comic, maybe not there for a few years, or Batman or Wonder Woman. So, like I said, just a little bit of everything.
Nice. And then I always got to ask wrestling questions too. What is your favorite? It's maybe the answer is the Attitude Era, but what's your favorite wrestling era? I just gotta ask.
Easy. If it wasn't that, it's the 80s Hogan, Piper. Yeah. There's that camp side. There's two sides. There's the camp side of that 80s that is perfection to me. Again, just like the promos that Macho Man used to cut, and again, there's the promo I brought up already where him and Warrior are going like this. And they just look like lizards because they're so high on coke, and Mean Gene's terrified. So there's that. But then, dude, Stone Cold and DX and NWO on the flip side of WCW and ECW with Cactus Jack and Terry Funk and the Raven stuff in WCW. I was way into it during that era. That's probably my favorite.
Yeah, I agree. I think. How about
that
you?
Was peak perfection.
That was when I loved it, man. I
loved the 96 through 98.
The Wars. ECW was crazy, man. Oh, Scott Hall.
I've got a video of all the New Japan and FNW.
Oh, I used to be way into that, man. Exploding matches and
that stuff was crazy.
Sabu, and I was way into it, man.
So
death matches.
I find it interesting that you're into the Three Stooges. What?
So
Yeah,
I can actually give you a cool story on that.
Awesome.
Well, self-proclaimed cool by me, but we'll see if everything thinks it's cool. My older brother is autistic, and think like Rain Man, right? And he's a massive part of my life of getting me into Adam. Like, I'm an old soul. I'm 38, but dude, I could hang with you on like Dobie Gillis and all the shows that are on Nick at Night that people my age usually don't watch, because I watched those as a kid. And one of those is Adam West Batman. And
that Paul, Adam West came like when you graduated college.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Ryan could probably hang with me, and I could be like, "Yes, I was there."
Yeah, Paul's old.
I got the gray hair. I went prematurely gray, so I can trick it. I got the baby face though, huh?
Wait, Chicago Chad.
But yeah, so he also got me into Three Stooges. I was way into them. I loved them, and I've probably seen about everything, good or bad. Even like Three Stooges and Hercules. I mean, the really bad movies they brought him back in. Wrong with you, jellyfish? Like so he is such an important person in my life, superhero wise and Three Stooges wise, and he's still such an amazing person. And it's a lot of that.
Three Stooges is live action Tom and Jerry and Itchy and Scratchy.
I still to this day stick those guys. I won't go that too deep, but they were screwed over so bad. If they were alive today, they'd be making like millions a picture. Like they are geniuses.
Yeah. I've
Chris
seen
Farley,
every single
got
episode.
everything for that.
Oh,
yeah, they're
Joe. I don't know if you made it. You've officially made it because Robert Galvin said, "Cool, like this guy, nice." LOL.
Yes, that was goal number 7, Robert. Goal number 7.
I'm still. Hey, I don't know about this guy in the
goal
hat.
number 1. I'm still working towards. This.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
You'll see the unboxing on my comic call tomorrow. Cheap plug.
Cool.
Yeah, man, it was sweet. It's cool. I mean, not the video is sweet. That's all right, but your box was sweet.
We can sticker kiss.
Let's high five.
Sticker kiss.
It got weird. I did it. It was consensual.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And have their own private chat.
Find a room.
I'm thinking private chat for these two.
I need an adult.
Yeah.
Maybe
Hey.
You got one next to you.
let them handle it.
We got Kingdom
older than her.
Comics. We got Kingdom Comics in the house. Great to see Kingdom Comics tonight.
That's right, Bob. All of them are cheap.
What else
we
we got?
have Ba in the house.
Boob.
No, it says Ba in the house.
Hey, we got
Oh.
Jilly Jill in here. What's going down? Great to see Jill. And the G Spot, Robert Galvin.
I'm gonna laugh every time. It's not something I'm gonna get used to. Great, but
It's okay, man. I still laugh at farts.
cool.
Oh, man.
Absolutely.
I got one for Seawood 19 because the founder of the Dare to Defy CW19,
Turtle.
the guy is here. Who Dat Comics and Movies. Seawood, what you got for Who Dat? You give him some love, man.
Oh man, yeah, I watched his. He had a live video today. I watched it on the Rewind. He was doing more of that Spidey booth unboxing, so he's been killing it with his
I want to
live
watch that. I
streams
saw that
lately.
thumbnail.
And yeah, he keeps plugging this one. I think it's like a $100 or $200 box. He says he's going to get that and unbox that as soon as he gets it too. So I cannot wait to see what he's going to get in that big, huge that Spidey fan box.
Hey,
So
you know what Who Dat
good.
calls that? You know what Who Dat calls that?
And
That's a big boy mystery box.
Yeah.
And we just were a part of a great auction last Wednesday on JP All About Comics channel. And then speaking of, there's Drew Manchu as well. Yeah, so Drew, Who Dat, Tacoma was there. We had a blast. Unfortunately, JP had to go to work in the middle of it, but we still sold books without a host. It was the most unique auction experience in a great way. So yeah, we had a lot of fun on Wednesday night.
So
but yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to answer Chuck's question again and reiterate.
I already did.
Thank you. Oh, you did? Well, I'm going to say thank you, Joe Ryan, for joining us. We're excited about. Why
Thank
do
you, Paul.
interrupt me?
Get with the program, Chad.
You got to take your medicine. Sleep. God.
I love
Boring.
Just so everyone knows, Chad and Paul used to be married, and this is what happened after
I knew it.
after a bitter
And they're going to
divorce.
be married again tonight, live on Comic Core.
That's right.
Glory.
Yeah,
Smash the like button. If we get
yourself
to 100. Paul's like, hell no.
I was like, not enough whiskey.
If we get 2,000 subs tonight.
All right, you consider it.
What is that? Is that a pumpkin you're drinking?
Yeah, is that like hobgoblin weapon?
Yeah, it's pumpkin.
Whoa.
And Hellboy
That's
juice.
one of those Captain Morgan.
Oh yeah.
And it has a scratcher sniff on it too.
Yeah.
Kat, you're so talkative tonight.
I know. We're super talkative today.
Kat, it's your turn.
Hi, Joe.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. What's new with you? What's new? What's going on?
Oh, just slanging yayo.
Okay.
Oh my God!
I was trying to be hip.
All right.
Hey,
All right.
Okay,
serious
Joe, how's it
question
going
now.
down there?
I'll try to be serious.
Serious question.
Yes.
Down where?
All right.
I'm gonna try.
We all know
Yeah.
who my comic book wifey is. It's Starfire. So if you had your choice, any female character in comics.
It's got to be a female.
Where are you going with
What do
this?
you mean male?
I just wanted to get some laughs.
I was
Come
just
on.
saying wifey,
Come on.
but I mean,
Sure.
keep it around as long as you're happy.
Oh God, that's
As long
tough.
as you're happy and it's consensual, I'm good. With
It's
it.
changed over the years. I've had some serious relationships with some comic book ladies. It was Hey Sugar, Rogue for a while, but then I realized if we did anything and she kissed me, she'd kill me, which is also exciting. Don't get me wrong. MJ was a big one. Black Cat, because she was bad. Doc Ock.
Because he was bad.
I don't know. I think MJ's probably the big one. MJ and Rogue. And Wonder Woman, but I'm scared of her. She could really hurt me and beat me up.
Do you like Linda
She
Carter,
scares
Wonder
me
Woman?
Yeah,
You
from
like-
like
do you like
a
Linda
legacy
Carter?
point of view, absolutely.
Woman.
She scares you?
Yeah, she's
Would you
important.
want to date Wonder Woman? She's a
she-
terrifying
Yeah,
woman.
hell out of me.
Yeah.
I already don't feel manly, okay? Like, I already have trouble feeling manly, and that's really going to remove that.
Think of it this way, Mark.
I got a Lego cup. Like,
Every
I got
time
problems.
she distrusts something you're saying to her, she's gonna get that lasso out, and you're
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I don't want to
She going to spank that ass.
What was that?
You like that Gal Gadot?
Bueller, he said
Yeah,
a bad
yeah,
word.
Catfire.
I did, sorry.
Yeah.
Paul said a bad word.
No,
Yeah.
no, they point out every time I say a bad word because if anybody's likely to say a bad word, it's me.
Paul definitely likes to say bad words.
It's Bueller after dark.
We're gonna
And
need
then
more
talk
Demolition
about
Man like spine things. No one saw Demolition Man anyway. Paul, do you have a question?
I did see Demolition Man, and to this day,
Sweet.
I still wipe my butt with seashells.
Yes, the free seashell.
I don't know how to take
Great
the Jay
seashell.
Leno
How do you
comment.
do
That
that?
could be great or bad.
What's
I'm reading the chat, sorry.
what's your favorite time frame and like what's your favorite era? What
For me, so I'm definitely a youngin, but comics for me, obviously 80s and 90s is my nostalgic time. So as you know, that's a really good time in some ways.
You lying sack of
Yes, I am. In my day, we had Rob Liefeld, which is what I was going to get to. So there
Yes,
was a lot
Rob
of bad.
Liefeld is awesome.
Well, I wasn't going to go say that, but I have a nostalgic feeling for Rob Liefeld, but also that was like a peak part of my reading X-Men comics. It's a Jim Lee. I don't know if that's the best time in comics, but that's the most special time to me. Chris Claremont X-Men, which really could cover 30 years, but I'd say late 80s. Because then you get into the 90s, and that should be no one's time because that blew up and ruined the industry for a little while there. So
like as a follow up, your holy grail.
Oh God, Uncanny One, or probably Uncanny.
Wow, Uncanny One. What a freaking awesome book, man.
Because that's just even I would settle for Giant Size, honestly, being such a Claremont fan.
Shout out to our good brother Uncanny Kyle Walker. That's his holy grail.
Bueller says I
X-Men
need
1.
to push my business, so I've pressed both the Giant Size X-Men #1 and
Really?
That's right. You do need the.
I got no money because I just bought a Bueller box and I'm broke. It cost me like $375.
On the Bueller box? You got the wrong box.
It was the wrong Bueller. Hey, it was the wrong Bueller.
That's not my box.
Shout out to that Mr. D.
Oh, my buddy from Snups, Mr. D.
And, John's Comics with Kids. Bueller, this guy. Sometimes y'all get lost in thoughts.
Oh, yeah, John. Yeah, that guy.
John Locke in the house, man. He's walking again.
I'm
Back
rewatching
again.
Lost, John. I'm getting there. I'll
Nice.
be on.
Snakes
That's
on
awesome
the plane,
Hey,
baby.
everybody's
Yeah, it is.
hopping in the
These
chat.
guys, well, I mean, I guess John's on here, so I might as well
Your
announce it
lights.
kind of now.
Chad,
What?
what is going on with your lights?
Oh,
Yeah, you're strobing.
He's
oh my
having a
God.
he-
Oh my God,
he's-
Steve
He's having a
Martin's
rave
the
in his
chat.
laundry room.
What's up, Steve?
I'm just waiting.
I'm gonna have a seizure. There's so much going on.
since Joe's here, I was gonna
Anyway, the announcement. What are we announcing, Chad?
Glow
Okay,
sticks.
so,
Smoke machine.
the time have not quite been made out, but there's a new show starting next Wednesday.
Are we supposed to announce it?
I don't know. Are we supposed to?
Wait, isn't there a video?
What's that?
Oh well, no. I guess the video was very big. Right?
Yeah. I screwed up the name and then time and everything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah. This is the last Friday night Comic Core. Is that what we're supposed to?
Yeah, because after I'm on here, it's just gonna be the end. I ruined it. I ruined it.
That's not it. That's not it.
That's not true, but
Hey, Chad,
next
go
Wednesday
ahead.
night, we don't have the time yet. We'll figure that out. John's Comics with Kids, Comic Spectre, Comics Misexplained, JD, and Joe Ryan Comics. They're going to be hosting a new show.
Legend
JD.
got stuck.
Yeah.
I just threw you in there, Joe. So
Yeah, I'm excited. I want to thank everybody for the opportunity that I don't know what the hell's going on. And back to you, Chad.
Be awesome.
Am I
Yeah,
on
they do that a
it?
lot.
what's that?
Am I on the show?
If you want to be,
You're on every
Can
show,
be.
baby.
I don't want to be on
Yeah,
that.
you know what?
Sure.
Yeah,
Host of the Wisdom
Still
Comic Board Show, Bueller.
that's
Congratulations.
what the world needs, Bueller. More of your face.
Wednesday,
No.
Bueller and his beauties.
Anyway, Chad, where can people find this show?
on the Comic Core channel.
Wow, what time and what day will that be featured?
Well, Wednesday, but we don't know the time.
Oh,
The second and fourth Wednesday?
The
4 a.m.
second
in the morning.
Fourth Wednesday, yeah.
Correction, my
Because
friend.
John's Comics with Kids has a book club, and we want him to be a part of it and everything. So
Because of the increase in the live shows on YouTube, it will be on Wednesdays from 9:02 to 9:04 at night.
we don't want to upset anybody.
This ain't 90210.
We're here to upset everybody.
I ain't no Luke Perry.
I've got a new topic for tonight. Have we corrupted Bueller? Because he used to be like the straight guy who
Oh,
wanted.
you've ruined it all.
Here's the thing about this Wednesday night show. As long as it doesn't interfere with my Wednesday night poops, I'm all for it.
Is that like a show you watch, or is that you go into the
He just
bathroom?
answered the
No.
question.
That's just him.
Just when you think you know the answers, he's pooping in his pants.
He went to Taco Bell earlier that night.
It's Taco Bell every day. I'm surprised he's ever out of the
Bueller
bathroom.
packs up his Bueller boxes in the bathroom.
So what comics do we all keep by the toilet? That's what this episode's about. That's what our topic is. That's not our topic, but that's next week's
Great.
topic.
Way off the rails.
Judge Dredd.
Yourself in, man.
Just went way off the rails.
Digital. You want to read digital? Digital comics?
So it's 10:30. Should we get into our picks of the week?
There we go.
All right.
Hey, Carson.
I'm gonna go right back.
That's
Cat
what
Run Figures. Cat, what is your pick of the week?
Well, out of the books I've read so far for this week, I would say The Price of Justice, Part 1. That's Batman
Oh,
64.
That was good.
I like it. It's not what I expected from the cover. I thought it would be way more involved with Heroes in Crisis and the whole Wally West thing. But I'm looking forward to it, especially, with Gotham Girl being involved. Maybe it's
I agree.
I'm going to say this right now. You two this week kicked ass. Mark and Kat, you guys did some awesome work. I didn't get a chance to read a lot of my books, so I just watched your reviews because Carson said, I'm just going to watch Kat's reviews. And I'm like, that's a fucking great idea. A freaking great idea.
Oh,
They are awesome.
little slip.
I didn't say it, you dumbass.
Newsstand.
Kat, what cover did you get?
He said
I ordered the variant cover off of Midtown, but I just picked up the main cover from an LCS around here so I could read it.
Sweet.
It's in the other room. I was too lazy to grab it before the show. Not gonna lie.
Honestly.
You want me to go get it for you?
I had a cat.
Yes, what a guy. I need a mark. Why Mark?
Mark, that's my book.
If you guys would like to see a nice in-depth review of that book, it's on her channel.
Joe Ryan, if you need to mark, all you need to do is find someone who will accept you.
Go get my book. Watch him grab the wrong comic.
I'm gonna grab my reading material.
If you guys want suspense, tune in 10 p.m. Friday nights on the Comic Core. We'll mark, grab the correct comic book, or will he bring back a camera? You never know what's going to happen.
I think you can answer that question based on how many bruises Mark has next week.
Let's see what he actually brings back. I highly doubt he's going to bring back the right book.
Yeah, probably going to be a well. By the way, shout out to Evan in the chat. I think he had a great line. He was just like, he was talking about like a hipster device used to like for the Pyrex cup, and it made me laugh.
The one we did a review of. It went live yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
Are you serious?
There's so many.
There's so many books here, Caitlin.
Oh man,
what am I supposed to do?
He'll be back in 10 minutes. It's
What's
fine.
up, Batman?
Keep the show going.
All right. Well, Paul went off screen, so I guess
back Batman 880.
We'll go to Legend. Legend, did you get a chance to read anything this week?
You know, I know Green Lantern issue 4 came out, but I hadn't read it. I hadn't read issue 3. But the issue I read was issue 2, and it was freaking awesome. I mean, it's kind of, you know, it's kind of dragging, you know, Grant Morrison, you know, he's old school. He likes to build up to it. But it reminds me, like, with Hal Jordan, I just think of like him as the Buck Rogers. Now I know some of the young ones may not know about the Buck Rogers and stuff. And that chick with him, that girl lantern that looks like Tomar 2 or one of those bird beak fish ones.
Oh yeah, Tomar Ray.
Yeah, the girl version. She reminds me of that old Aaron Gray, Wilma Deering or whatever.
Brings back a dead mouse for Cat.
And then the vampire chick, that reminds me of the old Queen Ardala. I mean, it's kind of just has that kind of feel. It reminds me of those Buck Rogers episodes, and I'm really digging it.
I dug the first one.
Nice.
I got to read more.
Yeah, the second was really cool, man. You got to read the second one. It has some little twists and turns.
I heard that,
and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I see big things for Green Lantern.
All
All right,
we
got to know what comic Mark brought back. Let's see.
Oh no,
Ex-Wives.
An amazing book, but
you did a review on it, yeah.
Yeah, you're just trying to plug the channel. If you want to see a review of Ex-Wives, check out KATREN Figures. You can find.
I love Always getting it, boy.
Always plugging.
He's plugging away.
Mark, you're gonna get
good idea, Mark.
You're gonna be.
I am gonna be beaten tonight. So hard.
You're smiling about it. He's like, so hard.
Yeah.
My man.
Eula, did you get a chance to check out anything this week?
Who? I did a few of these. I have them sitting right here. I just want to show my picks real quick. I love this book. Well, for one, it's not written by King anymore. I don't know if he's taking a break.
Yeah, just for 2 issues. And Williamson's doing 2 Flash, 2 Batman.
Yeah, so it's not written by him. I thought it was pretty good. I've been liking Tom King's run on it, so I was a little surprised it wasn't him. But the cover on this one is really cool. Even though it's a sideways cover and I don't like those, I thought this was pretty cool looking. And then
Murphy's awesome.
This one, it was my cover pick of the week. Just purely cover.
Did I just hear for the first time in a long time? Let me check. Oh my God. I have just received an email from the anonymous Raw giveaway manager. Chad, what are we doing? Oh my God!
Chad, are you gonna mail that? You want me to take care of it?
Sean Gordon Murphy beat cover for Batman this week. Chad's probably gonna throw it over his shoulder. To be the proud owner of that variant cover?
You got to sub up Joe Ryan Comics.
Oh hell yeah, that's a great. I agree. That's awesome.
Do you have a couple, like 50 of those? I mean,
What's the name of his channel again?
Larry Moe and Curly. Yeah.
I can't find it.
Sub up these awesome people too. I'm sure you have already.
It's under Bueller.
Yeah, it's Joe Bueller. I'm your cousin.
Joe Bueller. My cousin.
I told you I'm going to invent the Great Bueller, the mashup character like Marvel will do.
You know, Bueller's not my real name. You know that, right?
I did figure it out, especially with the box.
Okay.
Actually, the eBay payment. I said,
guys, come on.
I figured.
All right, so the first person to say who drew the cover.
I already said that. I said that.
I
think you did too. I think the three of us did.
But anyway, let's see if they're paying attention. Type it in the chat. Let's see who gets it.
Somebody definitely.
So who
artist guy?
Gene Murphy
did that cover?
Gene Murphy.
Bueller is wrong.
Gene Murphy.
It's Murphy. Hurley.
All right,
Hurley?
Mr. D says Derek Chu. He's wrong.
No, it's
somebody said it earlier.
It says Gene on the front.
It's an S, dude.
Sean Murphy.
Evan says
Sean Murphy did it.
All right.
Somebody has to take.
I guess just type what Bueller is saying.
Someone
in this book
type
into
it.
yours.
I'm gonna type it. I already have it.
Sean Marion. Sean
All you gotta
Marion. He
do
used
is
to
type
play
it.
for the
They're telling you to
Phoenix
type
Suns.
John,
Marion.
Comics with Kids. Thank
God,
you.
that guy.
John Murphy.
God.
Good God, The Matrix. One of the weirdest jump
Poor Man's
shots
Comics
ever.
says Adam Hughes. He's looking at his own collection. But anyway,
Yeah, The Matrix. Yeah, he's great.
back to the pick of the week. Paul's back.
Number
What is your
31.
pick of the week? He had some awesome reviews this week.
Marion.
What do you
Well,
want to talk about?
Bueller
well,
was done.
since everybody
I'd rather hear Bueller's picks again.
shut your whore mouth.
Bunko mouth.
Said it. He said it.
Paul. I'd like to
Anyway.
apologize for.
Oh, you're so mean.
Last week it was Chad who was mean. Make up your mind, Cat.
A little disrespectful.
Paul is
A
not
little
mean.
De Niro.
Hey,
little,
we
little
do
bit.
have a winner. We have a winner in the chat. I mean,
I just
Last
feel like
time.
Yeah, it was
It
John.
was
closet or
John's
something
Comics
at C2E to
with
make them like
Kids.
wrestle it out.
Don't tell him what he can and can't do.
The second I,
What's your pick of the week?
Oh, that was
second I get
good.
to-
That
Are
was
you
good.
there? Can anyone hear me?
Oh, hey,
the second we
doing
get to the
a
house,
giveaway
I'm kicking
now?
Chad in the yam bag. So
can we do the giveaway now?
Okay, I'll let you punch Chad. One free shot.
See what
Deal.
you did, Paul? You made Carson leave.
Oh
Damn.
no.
Oh,
This trade is
Carson,
so
come back.
oh.
You lost.
Oh, what's your pick of the week?
he's there. He's still there. Well, as Carson mentioned, I've done a lot of videos this week, and since
I'm so proud of you, Paul.
That wasn't me.
Go for
Can't
it.
get mad at
Do
Bueller.
it. Do it.
Get mad at Bueller.
Do it.
I'm going to do Planet Comics #1 because I did a cover-to-cover review of that book, and it's from like 1941 or so. And Fiction House Classic.
Cool.
I was 12 when it came out, and but I mean, my thing is Golden Age. So if you want to check out some Golden Age books, I'm starting to do some cover-to-cover Golden Age books. Planet
Yeah, I
Comics.
love watching that stuff, man.
I did Planet Comics #1 this week. I'm going to be doing Planet 2 probably this weekend.
Your artist stuff's been great too, Paul.
Thank you.
Awesome.
And if anybody wants to see a particular artist in the artist spotlight, let me know. Or if you want to see a particular Golden Age book, let me know, and I'll see what I can do.
Can you do a Liefeld spotlight, please, Paul? I think that would be awesome.
I don't want to lose stuff. I want to gain them.
Come on, Paul. Humor
I-
me.
I could do one. Call it pouches and no feet.
Oh, Evan would like to know why you're wearing cheating wear.
You know what? That
That's
was
pretty
on my
badass.
mind as well. I was kind of worried
Because any
about
of you
that.
sons of bitches go wrong, I'm going to take you out.
You look like Stone
not
Cold.
scared.
It's badass. It works.
I'm intimidated.
Absolutely.
I mean, if that's
He's my
what
boy,
his,
man.
Hey,
if that's what his goal
best
was,
on, Bueller.
he did it. I'm
We'll be fine.
intimidated.
What?
I almost wore a vest tonight. Almost wore the vest tonight.
Joe, you had some awesome reviews on your channel. Overall,
Thanks,
what
buddy.
was your pick of the week?
I'm glad you asked because I already have the comic out. Act like I didn't know you were going to ask. So I'm of two ways of this book. I liked Everybody Stole My Batman. No, I'm kidding. That was a good book this week. But I'm going to talk about the overpriced, ridiculous book that was weekly that I'm a basic boy that I was still excited for, Uncanny X-Men 11, because it was the official, even though he returned in the annual return of Cyclops and Wolverine together. And for these simple panels alone, they're saying, Logan, Slim, this was a great book. Overpriced in such a ridiculous way that I feel bad saying it was a great book. And it's Marvel, it seems these days. But I really dug the story as a, again, late 80s Claremont fan. I thought it was cool. And the X-Men books, I feel like, have been suffering for a long time. And this was nice to see, at least for now. It could get terrible, but so far so good, I think.
No, I watched your review of that earlier, and I was like, that sounds like the first good X-Men book for a very long time.
I dug it.
I actually kind of do want to read it now.
I kind of dig the new Cable. I mean, I think the young Cable.
It's the thing Cable would do. Yeah.
All right, Chad, you're next, buddy. What's your overall?
My overall pick of the week and flop of the week.
What? Did you read that?
Yes, but let me tell you something.
I didn't read that yet.
No, were you going to say something, Chad?
I'm upset. Is they stole?
What are you upset about? What's wrong?
They stole our logo.
I think you stole it first, though, didn't you?
It can't be proven. That can't be proven.
They stole our logo.
He's got a good lawyer. His name's the Great Legend. Good lawyer.
I mean, they didn't even properly shout us out.
That definitely looks like a copy.
Exactly. Thank you.
Press
hold up in court.
It's just a simple shout out.
Mm-hmm.
Would have really resolved a lot of issues.
Just
all they had to say is Comic Core Friday nights.
Yeah.
Blue brick, nipples, any kind of catchphrase.
At least they didn't say duck butter.
Chad.
If you put nipples in your tags, you get a lot of views.
You know what? I haven't done that myself, but I've seen quite a few people flipping some stuff in.
Got a new shirt.
So we should start doing.
Yeah, I think so. I think we should do it too. We're trying to play it the right way, Pat. We're losing here.
Caitlin, if we did that, I would have to be shirtless at the end of every video.
Damn right.
You've been shirtless on the channel before.
Is that chicken broth you're drinking now?
This?
Or is that beef broth?
I don't know what it is, but it tastes great.
He's drinking whiskey.
It's toilet water.
Oh, man.
Mark only gets toilet water.
Anyway, I didn't get to my local shop this week because the city was flooded and I had to work a lot.
Oh, nice.
So I got an eBay package. So technically, this is my pick of the week, Superman 233. So I got one off my 2019 top whatever 10, 20 list. So cool Neil Adams cover, great Kurt Swan art on the inside. And it's actually a pretty cool story too. So basically, you know, like something happens, Kryptonite's turn to iron, so Superman has no weakness now. An enemy doesn't there's a funny part in this book where an enemy has no clue what's happened to Kryptonite. So he's like, I'm gonna rob this bank, I'm gonna rob it in your face, Superman. And Superman's like, I guess you haven't heard, have you? He picks up the kryptonite and he eats the kryptonite iron in front of the guy, and then he just flicks him and knocks him out. He's like, yeah, you're going to jail. So really fun comic book.
Stories.
I actually just decided to read because I wanted to see what the condition was like of this one. So that was cool. And Legend, this was also in the lot. First appearance of Captain Thunder. So you kind of get the rip-off Shazam. So I thought that was
wait.
You get the Nick Party.
I got go back to this Captain Thunder real quick.
Yeah,
just
Captain
real
Thunder.
quick. Hold on. Let me see. I got to get the phone out real quick. Let me look at this. Hold it. Oh yeah.
Free reference Superman 276.
I gotta look out for a copy of that one. That looks really nice.
This one's not too bad, except one little jerk kid, whoever owned this originally, burned Captain Thunder's leg for some reason. So it's got a little bit of a burn mark, but other than that, it's
character.
Nice. Yeah, exactly.
That's really cool, actually.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I'm like, yeah, someone didn't like this.
That's great.
Captain Marvel ripoff, so he tried to burn him. So
he's going so fast, he's got fire out his ass.
Yep.
Yes, he does.
You got the speed of Mercury, baby. And that's the last letter in the line when you're talking Shazam time.
I want to go back to the chat real quick before we get into our topic of the night. We got Double S. He just popped. He says he just wants to pop in real quick and say, catch up on my boy Don, the original Icon Comic Book Junkie segment tomorrow night called Junkie After Midnight. Make sure you all check it out.
Check out Don the Icon.
I think I did want to shout out a comment way up above. I think it was from Who Dat Comics and Movies. He says when he gets the 500 subs, he's going to have a Who Dat mystery box giveaway, I believe.
Ooh, nice.
Definitely sub up Who Dat Comics and Movies.
Absolutely.
And we still had Evan in the chat. He stopped talking about a hipster something or others. It was really funny. I've already forgot the lineup, so I apologize. I think it was the Mark coffee, whatever he's drinking.
Yeah,
I'm still getting a kick out of, so that's pretty funny. We got Wolf Blitz in the chat, and I think I saw Four Man's Comics. He's still talking about Adam Hughes. John's Comics with Kids says, wait, the purpose of YouTube crap is to gain subscribers? So, yeah, I didn't know that. Anyway, I think that's most of the chat. Hopefully I did not forget anybody. But, you know, we wanted to talk about, for the first time ever, probably, maybe not, I want to talk about digital comics.
Digital comics! Dun, dun, dun.
Digital. Go digital.
Right. So,
Digital.
What I was kind of thinking,
digital,
as I figured we'd start, we just could kind of go down the line, and we just kind of talk about, number one, if we actually use digital comics, and number two, what commercial services do we use, like your Marvel Unlimiteds, Comixology, your DC streaming service, and we'll just kind of let it ride from there. So I kind of want to start with Mr. 50 Cent bin box selling Bueller. Bueller, what's your take on digital?
Before we get to Bueller, Carson, somebody needs a newsstand.
Oh, Four Man's. Well, let's see. See, that's what happens. People put me on the spot. Like, I need to start charging.
No, I want me too. Come on.
What the bitch? I got all directed. Anyway, newsstand. There you go.
Whoa, that's a good one.
That was. Now I need to go get a water.
Sprung.
Anyway, Bueller, go on.
Get him away. He's like a deer.
He's a deer. The deer in the headlights gets beaten.
All right, so I guess I'll jump in. Bueller.
No, the floor is Bueller's. He needs to talk.
I'm going to ask Bueller. Bueller, do you like digital comics?
No.
Legend. You like
that.
You know, what's really screwed up is when I first got back into collecting and everything, I was going to say, you know, I never was going to get into them, didn't like them or whatnot. But my library has an app called Comics Plus Library Edition. And then I'm also now on the DC Universe app. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm kind of digging it. I mean, like, I'm still going to get my Fantastic Four and Shazam, my paper copies, you know what I mean? But this Green Lantern, man, if I don't start seeing, I mean, it's really good right now, but I need to get some more action. Because I want to see some stuff. Although this volcano lantern, there's actually a big ass lantern, and he has no head. It's just a volcano on top. It's awesome. But anyway, yeah, get digital, try it out. But also, don't forget about your collectibles. You know, like your investment things or your runs or whatever. You know, but man, it's nice just reading them on an iPad or whatever.
Absolutely, yeah.
So here's my take on the whole scenario.
Can I give my take on the scenario?
Yeah,
you said no.
All he did was no.
You said no.
I wasn't finished.
No.
I had
No,
to
we have
that
to.
way, and you didn't respond.
Mr. Paul, can I talk sometime? Thank you, sir. May I have another? Thank you, sir. May I have another? Thank you.
I like that.
Never mind. Go ahead. So, my thoughts on digital. I was trying to look up our other video we did about this topic. I was just going to copy and paste it, but
30 of them.
but you know, as time has gone on, I don't like digital. I never liked digital. I thought I think it kind of obviously takes away from the physical thing of us holding the book. But I do believe there is a market for it, for the simple fact that there's a lot of books that just are not obtainable, and you're not going to be able to get a copy of that book to read that book because that book's thousands of dollars. So there is another option, and that's a digital option. And actually, somebody brought that to my attention. It's like, hey, I want to be able to read this book. There's no way I'm going to be able to afford that book. So luckily, there is the digital option. I like that aspect of the digital. But as far as books that are obtainable, I wouldn't buy a digital new copy of a book. I would just buy the book itself so I can have it. And then obviously it comes with the digital code. If you want to download it or put it on whatever you want, you can do that as well. But if you just go to digital, and like I said, we talked about this before, I believe that, eventually everything is going to be digital. I do believe the publishers down the road. Do you guys remember this conversation? Because it was very depressing. Like after we talked about this digital thing, we were like all depressed, and people were like leaving comments like this was like the most depressing comic core that there's been, because we're like, oh.
And I know there's sad things.
I think I'm having a rendezvous.
But like, I think the paper copies will always be around for people that want that medium.
Well, I think obviously the older ones will be around, but I think it's going to be really easy for a bigger publisher to just decide, and it's going to be up to them. It's not up to us. It's going to be up to Marvel or DC to say, they'll say, you know what, I'm tired of printing. We're tired of doing all this printing stuff, and the market's big enough to just go digital, so we're just going to do digital, and they won't think anything of it. And I think that's the scenario that we see coming down the road eventually, because we've already gone digital on
a lot of
movies. We've gone digital on music. We've gone digital on our TV and all that stuff. So it's
a lot of newspapers. A lot of newspapers are going out of business. They're getting hit hard.
Yeah, if Playboy stops showing nudity in their magazines, we're going to be getting digital comics only. So I mean, times are changing.
They went back to nudity because it didn't work.
Oh, thanks, Paul. Appreciate that. That's the best thing you said all night, buddy.
Bueller's going back and getting his subscription back.
Yeah, he is.
Hey, can I give a digital code away?
You sure can. I thought that was there no general manager anymore? Did we just give away?
It's off the rails.
Did John's Comics with Kids not win that earlier?
He won the comic, the physical comic, right?
Good. Yeah.
The general manager was in the train that went off the rails.
The train.
Oh wait, hold on.
He was sending his emails digitally.
Ooh, topical comedy.
Digital.
Anyway, let's focus on Chad. That's great.
I can't see it. I still can't see it.
Oh,
Chad, nobody can see it because you're not saying anything, Chad. We still can't see it, Chad.
Right.
What?
Chad, we still can't see it.
I can now. Screenshot it. Screenshot.
Everybody be quiet so they can see it, Chad. Everyone please stop talking.
No, because he has to list half an inch from the screen because it looks like a blur.
It's back. And it's backwards.
Get to the chopper. Get to the chopper.
Oh, wait, upside down?
Why are your hands so sticky? It's just sticky on there. Are you moist again?
What is happening?
Nasty wood.
Chad is moist.
Let's get digital.
He was dancing to strobing lights. What do you think's gonna happen?
So the main reason we're talking about this is the DC Online universe. They're adding a ton of books and a ton of great stories, but it's also rumored that they're going to be going week after on the comics.
You said day after earlier.
What did you say, Paul? Shut up.
Legend, what are you doing?
You told me earlier.
I'm grabbing some ice from my Coca-Cola Zero, my friend. I like my Coke on the rocks.
Wait.
That's the way he likes his
not drinking Dr. Pepper.
Oh.
No, man.
The Mandela effect?
The DP gut, man, is real. So I had to trim it down so I could see the six-pack Back again.
Okay,
All over town.
I would like to nominate not part of your scene for the best comment of the night because he said that digital code is probably from Squirrel Girl or some shit.
It was for this.
That's pretty good.
I like Hudat's comment. He says, I like moist, and there's water, and there's a pussycat. I like that.
I like how I'm really weird and I can just be chill, man, because everybody's lit.
Man, y'all are
You're taking over for me. I don't got to say anything. Look at this.
I think
Look at
Bueller
chat.
down there. I think Bueller down there has got that Hugh Hefner heat.
Yeah,
I
Joe,
got the
Oh, man.
Joe thought he was going to get on the show tonight and be the funny guy.
Have I ever
I
told you?
like it. I get to chill.
Have I ever told you guys my story about the Playboy Mansion?
No.
No.
Oh, definitely not.
I'm sticking around for this.
I've heard it, but
That where you met the wife?
Bueller.
Hold on.
So-
Be quiet. It's story time with Bueller. Let me get ready.
Yeah,
So
let's turn
this
off all the
is-
lights.
This is not comic book related at all.
It's pop
but-
culture related, though.
Yeah,
Big
yeah,
time.
exactly. Okay, so years and years ago, I worked at Software Etc., which is called GameStop now, and there was a game that came out called Conker's Bad Fur Day, and it was
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah, it was a pretty popular game, and it was a little racy and stuff, you know, and they advertised it in like Playboy magazine and stuff. That was one of their advertising. So when I was working there, we were doing a contest, and the top store that had like the most sales for that game, the manager of that store, and I was a manager, got to go to the Playboy Mansion for the weekend and hang out with Hugh Hefner at the Playmate of the Year Awards. That just so happens to have been me. I won. And I got to go and hang out with Hugh Hefner for a whole weekend for the Playmate of the Year Awards. And so, which was great because like a month before I got divorced. So like my treat for being married for like 6 years was a trip to Beverly Hills and to go hang out with Hugh Hefner.
Hello, Bueller. Come on in.
Weekend.
Come on
So
in. Bueller.
it was great. And they picked me up in the limo and just hung out, and there's some really attractive ladies there at the Playboy Mansion, and I got pictures and stuff too, but I've never showed them, so that's not the type of show I do.
That's the blackmail.
But
eventually,
it was a good times, man. I had a lot of fun. It was quite the uplifting experience for me in many different ways.
Okay, yeah,
And
little Freudian slip there.
yeah, so that's my little Playboy Mansion. So it was pretty
That's
cool
awesome.
hanging out with them. So
Hey, Bueller, how is the pool?
Chad's rave is really
The
getting.
grotto? How is the grotto?
I got my
how was the grotto?
Chad
Yeah.
passed out. There he is.
The grotto was it looks bigger on TV, and that's what she said.
I got
But,
my
Damn.
but I was
That's what Hugh Hefner said.
I was hanging out in the grotto, man. It was pretty cool. I gotta admit.
You wear a bathrobe with him?
You were hanging out in the grotto. How many STDs do you have now?
None now.
I came with 7 and left with 10. Hey,
I drank some. I drank some arthritic goat milk, and it went away.
Yeah, they are.
Bueller, I'm back. I went and got my robe because I wanted you to tell that story. Can you tell it?
No.
Blue brick.
The fact that you change your clothing during the middle of that story makes me wonder, don't you?
Oh, he's changing again.
you are so hot right now. Yeah, they're doing a Zoolander reference in the chat.
Chat is popping off. I think we should probably talk about it.
Ka-choong! It says
She would
Bueller's on
save us.
fire tonight. We got Joe Ryan. He says LOL.
I said that a lot
Yeah.
and done it a lot.
Evan says he goes to the gym. Let's see what else we got.
What's
Robert
up,
Galvin.
Jacob?
Cheers. No, cheers to you, Robert Galvin. Cheers to you, sir. There you go. The cheers of the night.
Absolutely.
Robert Galvin.
Digital comics.
Love me some Galvin.
Big
You know,
thanks to
Robert
John
Galvin had an
Kid.
excellent video, man. Let me tell you, Robert Galvin had an excellent video about 6 days ago. Finally watched it today. A lot of huge books, a lot of good books, man.
Good stuff.
Surprise books, little gems. I was getting excited as he was
Little
unboxing them.
Little,
And they all came from the
Yeah.
guy known as Bueller. Bueller, tell us about
Oh,
your
yeah.
Bueller boxes.
Yeah, I sell these boxes for like really cheap, and I send them out to people, and they can open them and have comic books, and that's it right there.
And a real low price, right? You got
Absolutely.
that deal going on, 99 cents a box plus free shipping.
99 cents a box.
I paid $300
plus free shipping.
for Bueller. That's right.
No,
That's right.
no, the boxes are $11.99 and like $4 shipping, and you get like 11 books and then donated books, because I get people that donate books, and those are always extra books. Those are not included with the initial.
Yeah, I got a
11.
bunch, man.
I would just.
I love that stuff. That's a great deal.
But they're, and the books that are in there are just ones I find. I've told people, I've said this to a lot of people. They're just books I find in the 50-cent and $1 boxes, and sometimes I get lucky and get better books, and sometimes I don't. But that's why the price is cheap, because that's what they are. So,
Joe, I got a question for you.
Get on.
So, that video where you had that like belt on your shoulder?
Few of them, yeah.
And you were talking, and then like there was this other you, and you were talking. You know which one? That was awesome.
That was real.
Jesus,
that
Chad.
was really me from the future. You just did a Chris Farley from SNL.
Yeah,
which is awesome. I loved it. See, I get Chad's humor, man.
See, he likes it, Bueller.
Love it. I'm part of the problem.
One more plug for the Bueller box. I'll still catchphrase from someone from this panel. And, in this world, we can't all be winners. But if you go on eBay, you pay your $11.99. You get that box in the mail for just a little bit. Everyone can be winners. So get that Bueller box.
I
there you go.
Kind of give us, who we do a live show every week, a kind of heads up. Hey, the Bueller boxes are about to be up because.
Ooh, see, here's the tea. Throwing shade. I like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like Maury Povich. Get it going. Who's the
Paul,
dad?
What's your take on this topic? Let's get back on track here, at least attempt to. What's your relationship with digital comic books?
Me?
Paul. Sorry.
Paul.
We'll go back to you next.
So as far as modern stuff, I think it's supplemental. I mean, I like to get books slabbed, so
good point.
I'll buy something and get it slabbed and then read it digital. If they ever go all digital, I'm going to start cutting people.
Agreed.
But Bueller brought it up that for this older stuff that nobody can get, there's digital stuff out there too, and a lot of it is public domain. Here's a little secret, people. I did my cover to cover of Planet Comics #1. I don't own Planet Comics #1 because 15,000 and a 1.0.
Yeah.
That's a good website, though. That one that has a lot of the Golden Age faucet ones, too.
Yeah. I mean, it's and the bottom line is that the Golden Age stuff, if it's not slabbed, it's not going to be around here much longer because the things are falling apart.
Absolutely.
They were done on pulp paper.
Pulp paper.
Legend and I talk about this all the time.
Did you ever show anybody your first comic book? It's it's on that rock.
Hello, I'm talking here.
With that clay, it's like painted on that.
I'm going to produce a show with just you two as well, man. Comedy gold.
Just stone tablet, just ting, 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 ting.
Stone tablet. I thought you guys are painting the walls.
I want a Flintstones remake with you two as Fred and Barney. I don't know why. It just makes sense to me.
Yeah,
Paul's Fred.
Because Paul would always be trying to slide in,
Yep.
No, but I mean, it's, see, Chad made me lose my train of thought.
Because he's old.
You're talking about pulp paper breaking down.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
break it down.
Legend and I talk about it all the time. I have no problem with resto on a Golden Age book.
Me neither.
If you don't resto it, it's not going to be here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if it's something important, I would say like that Master Comics 22, first appearance of Captain Nazi. They had this 2.5 blue label on eBay, and I tell myself if I ever could get a book like that, I would pay it to have it professionally restored, like from one of the big restore companies.
Plus, the other thing is, I clean and press books, and Legend and I also talked about this. I'm starting to get into doing restoration myself, professional restoration. What the frick? So from a business, what?
Who is that?
What the
Mm-hmm. Don't piss a kid off when he's playing Fortnite.
That wasn't on my end.
That's a first.
I got an angry one over here.
From my
yeah.
business perspective, rest.
Today, Junior.
But
Sorry,
yeah,
Paul.
all
Go
digital
ahead.
in the future. I'm gonna get Stabby. Digital,
All right.
Abby?
great. It's not Ivy.
No, you said you're gonna stab somebody.
Chad, most likely it will be you.
So you scanned all the
As your
comics,
lawyer,
Chad.
as your lawyer, I recommend. You didn't mean that.
Jack Lemon and Walter Matthau right here, people.
Yeah,
Live.
the Odd
Grumpy
Couple,
old
baby.
men, yeah.
Oh, Grumpy Old Men,
Odd-
even better.
Odd Couple, the original, yeah.
Hey,
from the
jackass.
60s. Yeah.
But I'm not old. He's like ancient.
They had that actor that was the voice of Piglet in the Winnie the Pooh. He was in that Odd Couple movie. Remember that little guy playing cards? Sounded like
Great movie, but
yeah,
best part of that movie was the outtakes after, where Burgess Meredith just went nuts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
Oh, his lines in that are just awesome.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, we need to go back to the chat real quick. We got Pocan Joe in the chat.
Oh
From,
yeah, Blaster Stash.
Yeah, the Blaster Stash crew. Who else do we have? We got Pope Service the First in the chat, and we just had hop in JP from All About Comics. He says, "Howdy." So nice to meet you.
You do.
Hey,
Paul, do you remember?
Hey, everybody.
Howdy Doody do?
Cowboy hat.
What?
Paul, do you remember Howdy Doody?
Oh,
What the? What?
I got that show on the air, bitch.
I feel like this is my descent into insanity, but I love it. It's awesome.
every
I feel like
Friday
this is
night,
all in my
7 p.m.
head.
Eastern.
Oh, we
Yeah.
got Travis back.
Hi.
He just screamed
There
for
he
it.
is.
Hello.
Wait, where is he?
What
Right
are
here.
you
Why do
wearing?
you look like Indiana Jones?
Why is Pharrell on here? Because I'm happy.
Smokey the Bear. There's a bunch of ones we can go there.
Yeah. Well, we're not ready for
Ranger
the musical
Joe.
number just yet. That's coming up later.
Yeah.
It's pretty short.
But I think I said I'd get to Joe next. Joe, what's your take on all this?
I'm going to try to collect myself because I'm having Red Dead Redemption flashbacks staring at Mark.
You're
So,
welcome.
thank
I'll
you.
be here all night, though.
All upbeat with the
All
chat.
night.
So I understand both sides of digital. I'm absolutely always going to prefer comics in my hand. Spectre has that great line that you can look at the chat that he says way better than I would butcher. But I do have an iPad and I do have uses for digital comics. There's sometimes where I can't buy every comic. So something like Marvel Unlimited or now DC Universe, thankfully, it finally came out, especially if you get a yearly deal on those, especially Marvel Unlimited has a great yearly deal. And DC's, I think, is pretty decent too. You get a little bit of a discount.
Yeah, it's
I
getting
think
better.
that's awesome, not just for the old books. Like Paul had a great point of that. I thought that was brilliant. Like if you're slabs, you don't want to touch them, or if it's a book you just want to find to read. But I also think it's great for, that book came out and I really didn't want to buy it, but people are talking about it and I can wait 6 months, or I can go through something like I wanted to reread Original Sin. And I was going through my comics. I was like, I don't know
Or
what
you could pirate it.
Yeah. As your lawyer, again, I recommend we don't. Yes, absolutely. But yeah, I think there is uses for it. But I'm with Paul and others, man. If this goes to completely digital world, I'm out. Like I said, I was a story and art guy, but I want comics in my hand. And yeah, I don't even know if I would have a channel anymore. I'd be so upset. But I do see the use for them. I just don't want to be the main thing. I want, like Paul said, supplemental. So,
Like you mentioned, how you like that in your hand, and Legend is the other guy that I know really loves Golden Age.
yeah.
That Golden Age smell.
Oh, there's nothing like it. Yeah. People too. Golden Age people have a great smell to them.
Man, Golden Age, man, when you smell it, and it's from the Golden Age, but you freaking think it's from the 1890s.
You
man,
know it's
like,
from a badass guy with a cigar just smoking, screaming at his kids.
bygone era, man. That's exactly what it is. Joe. That's right. Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
So yeah, I supplemental only.
Siegel and Schuster, Bill Finger, Bob Kane.
Yeah.
Granny.
Oh, come on, Legend! You're giving
Damn.
away my future
Shows.
spotlights.
I know. Those
Hey.
artist spotlights on Midwest Comic Man's channel, people, y'all need to check him out. Go back in time as he goes down the golden age line of artists and creators from a bygone era. Make sure you check out Midwest Comic Man.
Yep.
Yep.
And Bueller's vest is pretty cool too.
Absolutely.
I hate you all.
That ain't me, man.
He doesn't take compliments very well.
You're awesome.
You like you
No,
should be in a
well, no.
cage with
All
Mark.
I have to do to get KATREN on my side is mention my Spider-Gwen video. And
Yes.
Is that easy? Is it really that easy?
No.
look at her. Look at her.
Mark was
Watch-
so manly in that
The
hat.
Spider-Gwen video and
Okay.
try not to. Don't watch it right now. We're in the middle of a
No,
stream.
I'm gonna watch it right now.
Oh, Legend.
Why
Okay,
not?
Stop.
I'm not gonna go live right now.
Tell me, Mark.
I'm just
has
texting
chaps
Bueller.
on.
What?
Does Mark have chaps on?
We don't talk about this.
Mastodon, you love my videos. That's what you love, Mastodon.
You just want to talk to people, man. Like dementia is a terrible
This
thing.
is just to show you a sneak peek of how cool his Spider-Gwen video is. This lovely Hex Wives with some Spider-Gwen here on the cover.
He
And,
is, Spectre. He is.
And then there's this great previews catalog with some Spider-Gwen here on the cover. And he just inserted random Spider-Gwen. So
It kind of loses something without the little Spider-Gwen that I
Hey,
have.
not part of your
it's the
scene.
same Spider-Gwen every time.
Come to see you in Las Vegas in 2 weeks. Let's party. Let's get crazy. Get wet.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Again, how am I not the weirdest one? This is perfect. I love
What
it.
did I miss?
I told you
Get
guys.
off.
Bueller,
Get into the
what are you
water.
doing? Help.
Chad's moist again.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what? I think it's kind of unfortunate that Chad a couple weeks ago used the "What the hell just happened" for the title of our video, because
Yeah.
I think this is even more of a
No, the title of this one is "It Happened Again."
So anyway,
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
get back into the chat. We got Rag 718, and who else we got here? We got
There's
Flaming
Seawood
Juice.
trying to bring us back on track.
Mark Indiana
Hi.
Jones. We got Sunshine Collects Things. I just wanted to pop in and say hi. Don't want to be a distraction. Talk to you later.
No distraction,
We kind of need
Sunshine.
a bunch of distractions. We'll keep going anyway. Who else we got in? We got Centauri Stir Fry. He says support the physical realm people. More jobs, Doritos, Mountain Dew, bags and boards. Shout out to what was the Dorito Pope's name? The video game guy. But anyway, we got Barbarian Kung Fu in the chat. What's
Look at
going
not
on?
part of your scene. His comment says, "I'll be like, honey, gotta go get wet with some dude."
It's funny because it's true.
Yeah. There was a flood here yesterday.
Oh,
I give up.
mercy.
Carson, you're doing amazing, man.
We've
Keep going.
done it.
I do
Done it.
declare it's
We
hot in here
Give up.
tonight.
You broke Carson.
Who wants to go next?
Oh, you
We'll
broke
go with Legend. Legend. What's your take on digital comics, man? We talked about this a little bit
Man.
last night. It
What's
was a lot of fun.
Let me tell you something, man,
Tell me what
about digital. Hey, man, you don't worry about what Bueller's doing. If you got your ears
What are you
open,
eating
What
right
are you
now?
eating?
He's got a burrito stuffed in his mouth. I know he does.
Like, he's really funny. At the camera, I'm
and
sure.
some honey nut,
In about
honey
30
nut,
seconds, we're going to hear him say, "Can I get some more hot sauce packets, please?"
honey nut. Baby. I'm talking honey nut Cheerios. You know,
I did a Cheerio.
that's what it's all about. But no, digital.
Yeah, it is.
I don't mind it. I like reading some digital from time to time, but there ain't nothing like the good old smell of some back issues, you know. I mean, if like some have said, if it's kind of a hard issue to get, you know, or something, you know, go back in time. Those free public domain sites for the Golden Age comics. There's 2. I don't remember the URLs, but yeah, I prefer the paper. But yeah, I'll read digital too sometimes.
Right on.
Nice.
And you know, one of the things, maybe do one more thing. My Comics Plus Library Edition, they have a lot of the Dark Horse, so they have all the Hellboy like trades, like the
that is awesome.
all
Like
the
BPRD
trades.
and
Oh, nice.
And they're all in a row, so it's like
oh wow.
By the storylines that have come out, and I think it's got the freaking full thing. And so yeah, it's like one of these days when I get around to reading it. But man, that's just good stuff sometimes.
So good.
And that's free from my library. So check y'all's local libraries to see if they offer digital comics.
Mine has some, not a ton, but they have some.
So in the chat, somebody said, Comic Spectre says, "Oh snap! Legend has Taco Bell delivered to his house using DoorDash."
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Mark, didn't Cat feed you today?
No. Go eat. Thank
Oh,
you.
Cerebus the First says, Legend's opinion of digital, you can eat them.
You can't eat them.
You can't eat.
Everybody look at Bueller. He's smelling books.
I'm not smelling books. That's bullshit.
Whoa, that was aggressive. Aggressive Bueller.
He just cursed again.
I was licking him.
Bueller after dark.
I was licking the back.
That's the almost retired cop
Hey,
Bueller that's seen some stuff.
That licked comic book could be in your Bueller box. $11.99.
Like them in
Bueller's
Steak.
bargains on eBay.
Yeah.
Bueller,
What?
are you going to sign that book before you send it out?
I don't.
The
I'm
one
not
that you
sending-
just licked, are you going to sign it before you send it out?
I'm gonna keep it. It's gonna be mine. Mark looks like an unhappy pilgrim. I don't know what's going on with it.
He's not even sitting here right
I know,
now.
but like I've been staring at him all night. He just looks like an unhappy pilgrim. And, I feel
As
for the
opposed to a
guy.
happy pilgrim.
Yeah, because a happy pilgrim and an unhappy pilgrim are almost the same thing. Let's be honest.
One doesn't have a cornucopia of food.
Yeah, exactly. What were we talking about tonight?
A lot
I
of
think
stuff.
it was, we're going to Cat
Oh,
talk about digital. Cat,
This
what's
is
your take on all this?
This is my weekly pick. Are we still on weekly picks? My weekly pick was
Yeah.
Green
Hey,
Lantern
I got
number
one.
4.
I'm out.
Going to
I'm
talk
not,
about
fuck it, I'm going off the goddamn rails too. That's weekly lick. There you go.
I love
Weekly
it.
lick. You can trademark that. Anyway,
Ooh,
Cat,
weekly lick.
what's your pick? Sorry. What is your take on digital?
Mark is very unhappy. He's not in the latex suit in the basement. He doesn't like kids.
If we were going to get banned.
I was a little afraid to see you walk back in, Mark, after I read that comment.
Oh, yeah. What comment?
Exactly. Don't read it, Mark. Don't read it.
Dude, don't worry.
Oh, nice.
So,
Now he's happy.
You can't lick
as far
digital.
as
Thank you, Brett.
digital comics go, I mean, you really can't beat a physical book in your hands. You really can't. It's just stop laughing. Let me finish my freaking thought.
I can't because he's right next to you, fucking stuffing his face.
He's eating sandwiches.
C2E2 is next month, and I will get you all. Okay.
So much threats for C2E2.
I'm taking
I'm
bets.
going to know where they sleep at C2E2. I will hurt them.
I'm taking bets on how many seconds before Mark catches a backhand.
Free saliva. Collectible paper. Free saliva, buddy.
I'm never going to be able to finish this, am I?
What?
Go for it. I mean, I'll stop eating.
All right.
So Kat likes the way it feels in her hand. Congratulations, Mark. Mark, you're a lucky guy.
Can I get off on camera, please?
I'm just going to do the running, man.
Okay.
Everything's just going off the rail. I mean,
I hate you all.
Mark's a happy
Oh,
pilgrim
wait,
tonight.
Not you. You're
I'll be back.
fine. You're fine, Joe. Carson, we're good. But the rest of you,
Sweet.
stop.
For now, I'm
I'm out of
okay.
the box. I have food.
Again, I'm calling the Spider-Gwen card. I'm okay.
Okay, so as far as digital comics go, it's really not for me. I look at it this way. I work in front of a screen all day. I either have a tablet or a laptop or my cell phone or something in front of me all day.
You should get those really cool glasses that Paul wears.
That's what I was just gonna say. I mean,
Yeah, baby, blue
it
block.
comes to a point where can I finish?
Nope.
No.
Are you done, Paul?
Paul?
No.
Are you done?
Shut up, Paul.
Give some love to KATREN Figures.
I'm really mad for bringing up the glasses.
She's DC. That's the place to be. DC fans, you can catch
Awesome
all of her
channel.
Wonder Woman reviews.
She's getting
KATREN, one of the best in the
Legend, shut up.
West.
She's getting salty.
I was born salty. You should know that by now.
Can't go to the ocean. You're allergic to it.
Take it away, KATREN. Take it away.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so honestly, I'm not a huge fan of digital books. Yes, I've got DC. That's my cat screaming at me.
It's cat's cat.
Cat scratch fever.
But yes, I've got DC Universe, the streaming service. That is great for a couple of obscure books here or there. But when it comes to newer books, I like having the physical in my hand. I like reading an actual book and taking the time to just flip through a comic. It's calm for me. Why the hell is everyone laughing and smiling?
You're making amazing points. I don't think anybody's laughing. I think they're laughing at the guy stuffing the sandwich in his mouth next to you, looking like Woody from Toy Story.
He's a pilgrim.
No, that's a compliment. That's a compliment. Came from the chat.
I'm laughing because you said it's calming to me, and I'm like,
oh, okay.
I'm like,
I thought you were laughing at the guy from
this show.
Plus, I can't help it. My avatar picture, I'm smiling at you anyways.
He is smiling. That's cool. Is Chad still here?
That's like
that's that old ass pic. That's when I had that long.
Can somebody get Chad back in the chat? Oh, he is here. Okay.
It took me a minute there. I figured that one out.
It literally said, "Look, it's Woody next to Cat, and put your hat back on."
Mm-hmm. It is amazing.
So cute.
Thank you, Bueller. I look amazing.
You do.
That's a cute couple right there. Yeah. Only on Wednesdays and Fridays.
Himself?
We don't talk
Is that
about
what
it.
you just asked?
No, like, does he like?
No, I think the question is, are you allowed to dress yourself, Mark?
Well, I didn't pick out that hat, if that's what you're asking.
F
Is that why-
Superman. This is way better.
We're having a rough night tonight.
Comic schmomics.
Man, when is Carson going to get back here to take care of business?
He tapped out.
Carson, help.
Yeah, he's not.
Who that's comics and movies? He says, "Who needs the dealer now?" Sam Stater was very, very cool. John's Comics and Kids. He says, "Hi, Sheila. How's it going, Sheila?" And he says, "Steve," and Spock says, "What's a Woody?"
Yeah, well, let me tell you.
Skip that one.
Down.
We got Discovery Bay Comics JB in the chat. He's been killing it every single morning. That's right, every single morning with what's on today with Discovery Bay.
Absolutely.
He had the,
What a great
he
name.
took his time out to plug
came up with
even
that?
this show this morning on What's On Today with Discovery Bay too. If you want to watch more shows
That
that
name.
are live and maybe a show like this, go to What's On Today with Discovery Bay and sub him up.
I like how you laugh at our own show.
Bay.
Laugh when he says, "Watch this."
I had at least 2 people sub up my channel today and say that Discovery sent them.
JB.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
You know, and what he's doing, folks, is he's discovering your content. When he finds out your content is live, whether it be Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, or Facebook, when he has that information, he's putting it on his channel. He is discovering you. That's what he does at Discovery Bay.
If he
Coming your
discovers
way.
you, everybody discovers you. So discover Discovery Bay.
You'll
Covered
mess
together.
with this gold, you get killed.
Not one of your best ones.
I know. I couldn't remember.
And Flaming Sheila says Chad is finally back. So Chad is back.
Chad,
Chad, what's your take on all this, man? What's the final say on digital, man?
I like.
Go ahead, Chad. Talk.
I like it.
That's good.
Yeah, digital, man, not too shabby.
Yeah.
You know, get a little digital, do a little finger action, move the finger around on the screen. You know what I mean? Zoom in, zoom out, bring it up, bring it down. You know how we roll.
We have to mute legend.
Exactly.
No.
That's what I meant.
We have to mute.
Man, that Chad guy, I swear.
It's like
Not
they ought to
right.
do one of those videos
Here,
called
here. I've got
the
the hat.
self-destruction
Nice.
of the great legend. You know, like the self-destruction of the warrior, do the self-destruction of the great legend.
Mark's invisible. That's awesome.
Yeah, I saw that.
Hey, are you playing that CERN music video? Please tell me you're not playing that CERN music video. Oh, I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna have to post the truth in the chat.
Legend truth.
Yeah, y'all got to get
Give
that
us some legend
CERN
truth, bro.
You gonna get that CERN truth about that song and that stuff. I'm gonna
That
show it to
finger
you.
action.
Yeah,
Yep.
Chad called me today.
Yeah, how's old Chad, man? Is he here?
No, I heard from him today, but that was about it.
Hey, how's
Gone
Chad?
too soon. Gone too soon.
A Bullet
Is
Club.
it time for the musical number yet?
I would
think
like to
Wood
point
is
out it
getting
was
there.
not too soon.
Oh my
Are we-
god.
Were you ready to pull the
So,
plug?
Chad 90.
Have another sandwich?
Chad 90!
I love Chad 90.
What's up, Chad?
Barbarian
Shark.
Kung Fu says we're all drunk.
Kung Fu. Y'all are lit.
Cat.
I wish I was
no.
drunk.
Oh, did Chad just
No.
dab?
Hold up. All right, so we're going
He
into
just
closing,
attempted stab,
closing
yeah.
thoughts.
Chad, you're
Oh.
fired.
He did dab.
Dude.
The record show.
Trying.
I need one of those dick mics.
He
or
did
whatever.
it twice.
Going into closing
Dick mic?
thoughts.
Wait, wait.
Say Dick
Oh,
Mike.
I haven't said a lot. I've let a lot go. I just want to be clear. Dick Mike? Just want
Yeah,
to be clear. I'm okay with it.
Protrude. Yeah.
I heard Dick Mike.
I'm okay with it.
Kind of look like
Just
this,
want to.
but they're microphones. But
Like this?
anyway, I was going to segue into you, Joe. Joe, where can people tell us one more time about your channel and where people can find you on the YouTube land?
Thank you, Seawood. I want to point out, I
I
think I got like a dick mic now that you said that. I'm really freaked out because it's in my face. That being said, now that you're all excited to check me out, I am on Joe Ryan Comics, U/C/Joe Ryan, Instagram, Joe Ryan Comics. And I got a Facebook page over there, a little something, something. I'm not on Twitter anymore. And yeah, mostly here on the YouTubes and trying to do more on the Instagram.
Quick question, Joe. Do you regret coming on the show tonight?
Absolutely not. I say this with complete truth. This is what I do because I'm a weirdo. When I'm not on camera, if everybody sees me just going, ha, laughing, like that's real. I burst out laughing. Like my wife be downstairs, she's like, what the hell are you laughing so hard at? I'm like, you got to hear what this person just said and this person said. And Mark is Woody from Toy Story. And Bueller's talking about getting moist. And no, I absolutely love it.
I'm not
This was
moist.
awesome.
Chad's moist.
Literally.
Someone is moist. I should say allegedly.
I'm moist.
You
That
said
thing
the
was-
word moist.
It was sticking to his hand. I mean,
You
that
were
thing was
licking.
stuck there.
I saw you when I was lick something.
I did lick something.
Allegedly.
No, I
Dick
licked
Mike.
it. I didn't lick the dick mic.
No, I don't want this anymore. Yeah, I had a blast. This is awesome.
Hey, we can hear you there, Kat.
I know you did.
I didn't.
You know that's right.
Stenographer, run that back.
I said it's blue.
It is.
Mark
Oh,
is
what the f- Now I got to
only
think about
only
me.
on the days you get turned down.
Now I got to think about me.
I like Las Vegas.
Man, everybody needs a little Dr. Manhattan in their life.
That's the name. Now. If you come to my channel, just write Dr. Manhattan, and I'll give you 10% off Bueller sticker.
Yeah.
I would like to point out that Mark is eating
Oh.
that sandwich like someone who's going to be put in a box.
It's like Shaggy. Like, whoa, Scoob. You got the
I want to
giant
go back to the chat. We have Brett Hesart who says Seawood needs a gavel. That is all.
Yeah,
Carson,
baby.
please let's go to the chat.
Anyway, next up. Well, it was awesome to have you, Joe. Definitely
That's
check
a hot
out
dog.
Joe Ryan Comics.
Thank you so much, guys. This was awesome.
Joe's going to be on every other Wednesday sometime.
I'm just finding this out, but I
Unlimited.
accept. I accept.
It's called Comic Core Unlimited. It's every second and fourth Wednesday Is it 9 Central Standard Time, 10 Eastern?
We don't have a time. It's in debate.
So it's Comic Core Unlimited, but it's only limited to every other Wednesday.
Well, you know, we're doing that because we know.
Don't look behind the curtain at the man. Okay, he's the great and powerful Mr. Oz.
There's some good stuff going on the very first and third Wednesday is Lords of the Long Box. They have their Lords of the Long Box live show with TiVo. That's on there. And then
Wednesday,
the All About Comics, the JP's auction, man. You got to check it out.
And
that's the first and third too. Yeah. So I mean, and so that's why the Comic Core Unlimited is on the second and fourth.
There's a book club too, and there's like 7 other live shows too.
Yeah. So anyways, we're just trying to help out,
what's on today with Discovery Bay? We'll let you know when all these shows are on.
Really, let me just say this real quick about all these live shows. I'm proud of each and every one of you that do put your face and even if you just put the books in front of the camera, whatever you do, I'm real proud of that you do that live, because that just shows you have the willpower and the strength to not let anything phase you, but just make the video and make it your own. That's how you do it when you're coming at them live.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay, I think we need to jump ugly with Chad 90MF Comics, because he says he needs to get a show on Friday night.
Yeah, man, just get a good show going, Chad. I mean,
10 p.m.
Dude, I'm coming at you with some hands. Come get these hands.
I was going to listen to it, so I don't know.
You want to see what? Let me tell you this. Let me tell y'all something. Throughout the comic book career of the great legend, doing the live shows, first person to ever be on a comic book live show, you know, before when the Hangouts came out. Right when the Hangouts came out. Every Friday, like, y'all wouldn't believe how many Friday nights I've spent doing something live on YouTube in like freaking 10 years. It's insane, but there's a lot of Fridays. So thank you also for giving up your Fridays, you know, to entertain everyone in the comic book community. That's pretty awesome.
Going back to the chat, is this the first time Economics and Comics got his janky ass in our thing?
Yeah, he's been in there a few weeks.
I've seen him
several weeks, actually.
Economics, man. What's up, man?
This is the last time.
He challenged Legend last week, too. He's challenged him again.
Oh, that's what it is. He hasn't said SEAC yet.
No, see, you're forgetful. It's part of you're okay.
Yeah, I'm dating some random guy.
Janky ass.
What janky ass? Well, right there. Now it popped up.
Yeah, I wanted to be the one that approved it, but somebody else did. That was fun.
I did.
But you said it before it popped up, so it worked.
There's all these.
The other goes janky ass.
I haven't been able to approve any of these things.
Come on.
Can we put the Facebook chat link in the thing so people can join that?
That's
a boy, that would get off the rails.
No, the Comic Core thing.
You want to go off the rails?
No. There's that.
Why do we want people showing up there? Comic specters.
Some crazy train Ozzy Osbourne, man.
Posting pictures of like female razors.
No. What I'm saying is, can we share that that Comic Core chat thing?
You can do whatever you want to do, man.
I don't know how to do that.
You make your own decisions.
You're a big boy.
Big boy books, man. No, I really don't know how to do that.
I don't understand.
If y'all have Facebook, look us up on Comic Core. Who could ask for anything more? We'll give you the link. But you got to join the. Yeah, you got to get it with the group. You got to get with. If you want to be in the loop, you got to join the group.
Is an administrator.
If you need to sit down, you need to poop and frown.
You're an administrator of that core.
I am an administrator of that chat.
You administrator of the core?
No.
What for?
Of that
y'all got to get your ass out the door. That's how you rhyme right there. That's what
what happened to Mark.
I need Economics and Comics.
You missed me.
Yak before I know that he's actually there.
What the hell did you do that?
Mark, final thoughts.
Olivia Newton-John, final thoughts. You got workout gear on.
Another great night here on the Comic.
Carson's like, please, final thoughts, please.
Gulak's in the house.
Be sure to check out our channel, KATREN Figures. We got a bunch of reviews that we just dropped, and some more that are coming out in the pipeline. So we got another one with DC fans coming up. Right. So that should be really fun.
That's awesome, by the way.
And I'd like to tell everybody that she gets more views on DC fans than Benny from Comic Storian. So, yeah, take that,
badass.
That's what I'm talking about. You're doing great.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you too, Mark.
Yeah,
What?
cool.
Thank you.
He's the eye candy of
Pretty
KATREN
cool.
Figures.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he is.
Am I?
He's even coy about it. No, I'm not. With his hair out. No, I'm not.
Best video ever.
Nobody wants to stare at this all day. Trust me, I don't.
Beeler, final thoughts.
Now, where do I begin? Jesus.
Look another comic.
But,
Where do I begin?
it was a lot of fun tonight. I got some other stuff coming up. I don't even know what I'm doing, man, because I got all these boxes I got to pack up this weekend. So, on Tuesday, that's right, Tuesday, I'll be doing a show with Comic Tom 101. We were going to do it Monday nights. We're switching it to Tuesday nights. Seawood, I don't want to miss your show, so I got to double check with you when exactly your show starts and ends, because I always like to jump in and say hello to you when you're doing your show, so I want to be able to do that. So I'll make sure that we're not overlapping so I can watch. And so Tuesday nights, we're going to be doing that, me and Tom on his channel. And then on later that same night, I'll be on Simple Man's Comics channel. And we're going to be talking about doing a comic book YouTube channel. That's pretty much the topic, what we're talking. So I'm pretty excited about that. And also, I'll have all my regular stuff, but my buddy Tom, Comic Tom, I asked him if he'd like to be a guest on the Comic Core, and down the road, he's going to be coming in and joining us here. I don't know if it's next week, maybe the week after. I don't know for sure. But Tom will be on the Comic Core, and let's see. We'll see how that goes.
And hey, don't forget, chat. If you have any questions for Comic Tom 101, make sure you write them down and give them to the Seawood Machine, man. He'll keep you lean. He's the Seawood Machine. Sexy machine. He's big sexy. CW19.
And you know he's got all the time.
Yeah.
I don't need a ride.
That was awesome.
I'm just a little legend.
I remember the joke I was going to crack. Paul, what you got?
Damn, what you got? Hey, whoa, synchronicity. I was going to ask Bueller. He's popping the fucking pin like Jeffrey Comic-Con Henson.
Robert used the word.
Well, I completed the rhyme, so come on. That's a Comic-Con Henson, boy. You hitting that pin button at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Jeffrey Comic-Con. You always hitting that pin. And then, so Tony Sanders is talking. Comic-Con starts hitting that pin, and it goes to Comic-Con. Tony's trying to show a kick-ass book, and it goes to damn Comic-Con hitting the pin.
That's awesome.
So get off that pin, Comic-Con.
Hitting that pen hard, man.
That vape pen.
What?
Okay, so
where were we?
Paul, close.
I have no idea.
Man, look at old Mark BKR. I didn't notice that hat. Dun, 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 dun,
You didn't notice the hat? He's had it for like an hour. He took it off.
Talking about the hat. That's why we played the
Where
Pharrell
you
song.
been, legend?
Oh man, I just hadn't looked at the camera on here. I was just the
That's
phone's
awesome.
been in the pocket the whole time, except for when Woodard showed Captain Thunder. That was kind of cool.
So, if Legend will keep his mouth shut,
Why are you so mean all the time, dude?
He's our grumpy old man.
I blame you, Chad, for saying I'm boring.
He's our grandpa. He's like
You're boring.
He's like our grandpa.
Matt Allen Wyndham.
Okay, get off my lawn, kids.
No, I'm not going to go that far.
that was
Well, he's a nice guy.
He's slightly
was
boring.
lame.
He just has favorite grandkids, and you're not one of them.
Get off
Oh,
Me more.
We got the uncanny Kyle Walker in the chat.
I'm great grandchild to him.
Oh wow! Now things are getting kind of interesting there.
Oh,
now.
you're the redheaded stepchild that gets beat.
I'm the redheaded. I am the redheaded step great grandchild.
So
and
I've got,
he beats him too.
shut up, legend.
Coming at you, legend. He's coming at you live.
God,
That's
yes. Sorry.
Damn. Got Blaster Stash at Sunday night.
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing some shows this week. I'm going to be doing an artist spotlight on Russ Heath. And then, as was requested in the chat tonight, I'm going to do one on Kurt Swan. And I'm also going to do a cover-to-cover on Planet Comics #2. And apparently Mark doesn't like that.
No, it's this. It's totally this.
What are you drinking? Piss? What a face for?
He's also doing a artist spotlight on his neighbor from when he was a child, Michelangelo.
Oh, that's too far, man.
No. My neighbor was that son of a bitch that did those cave paintings in France.
Oh man.
You did cave paintings in France? How old are you?
Mark, he's old.
I don't think he's that old.
You know.
Okay. I only have to say one thing. All you motherfuckers got to sleep at some point in Chicago, and I'm stabbing you all.
Okay.
I have a knife.
And KATREN's gonna help.
I might actually. He gets me on the right day. I might.
KATREN figures. Those KATREN figures.
Paul. So we had a great idea for your channel.
What?
You.
Shut it down.
This.
I had to do it. I'm sorry.
I'll mute you. I will
Perfect
mute
setup.
you, Rob.
Whoever's got that TV, you need to shut it down.
Paul, the same way that you did the Spider-Gwen video, you should do a Starfire video.
Oh.
Yeah.
You need to do a Shazam video.
He would get 100 views just for me in the first hour.
Or a Mary Marvel.
Or a Jimmy Walker. Dynamite!
I mean, their ideas are cool and everything, but I came up with it, so Starfire.
What is going on with Mark?
I think I could
Ghost Pepper?
have some fun with Starfire.
See? There we go.
Because my editing abilities have gotten much better, so I don't actually have to own the books that I show it.
Yeah, right? Nice.
I can just put her all kinds of places.
That's weird.
Oh, boy.
That sounds kind of dirty.
I think it's been weird. That adds to it.
That's the first thing tonight that sounded dirty.
Right. That was pretty tame.
We need to clean this up.
Well, let me tell you what I got going on my show. I've really been getting into
Nobody cares.
Legend, you're the only one that's been talking.
Sorry. All right, so I'm really getting into this game called Elite Dangerous. It's really cool. And I'm probably going to be streaming it, so make sure you see some of that action. I'm really going to be getting into some trade routes, doing
Mandela
some space
effect is
simulation.
actually playing Diablo.
Well, okay. That being said, I do have Diablo 3, the ultimate and stuff.
Great game.
I can get that, and I need to buy the newest expansion for it.
Oh, the Reaper Souls? That's good.
Yeah, but I like that game. I had a freaking hammer that was called something about the Mighty Thor.
Was it called the Great Legend?
No, it was an electric. It was electric hammer. It was some kind of Mjolnir thing. I think it was called
great.
Mjolnir's hammer or something like that.
Oh,
and
that's
it was
great.
like an electric hammer. It was only level 10, so I had to.
Damn.
But yeah, hey, let me ask Woodard this. Woodard, I'm throwing it to Woodard, but Woodard, real first, do you who's your Rick? Is it Ric Flair or Rick James?
Oh, that's
Rick Sanchez.
What? It's gotta be. Well, I gotta read one line from the chat here. It's from Joe Ryan Comics. It says, "Let me take a drink of water first." I gotta take it.
Oh no!
Who's that?
This lands the question. He goes, "Me, my God, Gene."
I was delayed there. Good choice, my man. Good choice, my man.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Woodard, what do you got going on your channel?
I still do the Tuesday night live stream, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for about 1 hour.
Very successful
Tuesday.
Show. I heard last week you had over 100 viewers.
Viewers. I appreciate each and every viewer I get. We have a lot of fun on that Tuesday night stream. Oh my God, is Chad okay?
Smoking that green stuff.
But
Yeah,
also,
he is. Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
Smoky.
To the question
Corny.
of is Chad okay? Who cares?
The question
But
is
I
Victor
also have
Sage.
a.
Gone too soon.
That got really dark really fast.
Gone too soon.
But also, I'm going to try to on Sundays have the signature Sundays where I go through every single box I got behind me, and I look and see how many signed comics I actually have. So the first one I did, I had 59 signed books with 80 signatures. So if you guys like signatures, check out my Sunday show. I'm going to do that like premiere gimmick to see what that's like. So
Oh yeah,
there you
those
go.
are cool.
I did that for a little bit.
I did my first one of those.
You're doing a show about signatures, Carson.
I sure am. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Next is going to be a video about
Did we ask
Ted
Joe?
Travers.
What happened?
Did
Oh,
we
fuck
ask-
that Joe guy.
Yeah, fuck him.
That's not very nice, but did
He's
we
a
ask-
bitch. Wait, that's me.
You Stan?
He's a little punk ass bitch.
Are we still live?
Dude, Joe's fitting in.
I have a bunch of
What about
I have a
you,
bunch
Chad?
of announcements.
I would just-
Chad, take us out, man.
I would just like to point out that Comic Spectre in the Comic Court chat on Facebook just posted a picture of a dumpster fire.
You gotta get, yeah. He's
Take it as a
the
compliment. It's my
answer.
first show.
So
I
hey,
think he's the answer.
here's a quick thing. We told Comic Spectre last night that you were going to be on the show, and he goes, "Don't let it go off the rails." So mission accomplished.
The show was off the rails
It
before.
depends
we
on what
went
the
live.
mission was.
It didn't go off the rails. It was amazing.
What was it? It
Yeah,
started out
it's always
with
to entertain.
It
Paul
It all
saying this
depends on what
janky.
your concept of rails is.
There's enough normal, classy channels out there. We like to get, nasty.
Nasty.
Nasty boys.
All right, so I'm going to take us out of here. Steve I think may have died. Everybody, everybody up in the chat. Thank you for coming.
Thank you again, guys.
We've got next week someday. I think it's Wednesday, right? Legend Wednesday.
Wednesday, second and fourth Wednesdays.
I guess I better write
We don't
this
know
down.
the exact time. But you're going to be seeing
Joe
Comic Spectre,
Ryan Comics is on that with Comics
Ryan,
and a bunch of people.
John's Comics with Kids. JD
Can't
will be
wait.
there.
Bless
You
you.
never know who's going to be there on
Okay.
Comic Core Unlimited.
From having to marry
Oh,
a
with that being said, check me out this week as I whoop Catren.
You did not just say that.
Well, I beat Catren blindfolded playing that game.
Are we
Yeah, you
doing
will.
We're
Are we
both
gonna
going to be
do our,
blindfolded.
I know. You know what?
I even bought a headset for it.
All right, but Travis had a question.
Okay.
Are we going to do our weekly picks?
We did them.
Oh,
But you
okay,
can do
yeah.
yours.
Where were
You do
you?
yours.
All right.
Do yours,
Okay.
Bueller.
I got this pin. And I got a good pin.
That's your pick.
I like this pin. Actually, you know what? Here's my weekly pick. I'll just do this right now. Okay, so my weekly pick
Are these buttons?
is this sticker right here, and we're gonna take 1 minute and we're gonna talk about this sticker real quick. Is that okay with everybody?
Your weekly pick was Green Lantern #4.
No, this is my weekly pick. This is the sticker that everybody receives in the Bueller box. This is this is custom made. This is the design I did from when I was a little kid, and then my buddy Bob's World. Thank you. He actually took the design and he made it look really nice and crisp. And this is a sticker. And who doesn't like a sticker? If you scratch it and sniff it, it smells like dog shit.
Not
But
bad.
It's still a good sticker.
I
Not
used to make a
bad.
recall. Mine doesn't smell like that.
The one that you have, that sticker right there, Joe Ryan, I
Yeah?
licked that one. And you're welcome.
I thought it was
So
my
you have
fingers. My fingers have a
a
weird
little
scent,
bit
so
of
I
DNA on there. But these are
23 and me,
people.
baby.
Hey,
Cloning
right
Bueller.
there, what
You
y'all
can put
just
'em-
heard with Bueller, that's QVC all the
I
way.
would like
That's
to
right.
point
You can
out
put it right on your.
QVC.
You can put it on your hat. You can put it on your coffee mug. I think I have one of the
put it on your
stickers
ass.
on.
You can put it on your forehead.
There you go.
Right on your ass.
I would like to
There's
point
all
out that
sorts of great stuff that you can do with the Bueller
On
sticker,
your
and they're
ass.
free of charge, and they look good on your ass. Trust me.
Put it over your, put it over
probably
your
add
mouth.
You need to
Put
do
it
that.
over your mouth so we don't have to hear
No,
it
you only need
anymore.
one.
Bueller said he licked
Legend.
One right in between.
Hey,
I love
Bueller,
it.
you
I love
didn't
me some Bueller.
you didn't
Be
plug
little,
your
pasties.
sponsor.
Pasties.
Oh, yeah,
There
your
we
sponsor,
go.
Bueller. Your sponsor.
Since Bueller
plug it.
said he licked these, one should probably add if this was
Yeah,
before he got inoculated after his trip to the Playboy Grotto.
Ooh, little Hefner.
Yeah.
Hepatitis C.
Doody, hello.
Hepatitis A through Z. You got
Oh,
it.
Wait, I only
And
had
then
a
you
few
got
letters.
those,
We
you
lost
got those
Carson.
double A variants. You got AB variant, the AC variant.
Carson's
the
left a
AD.
couple times,
He,
but I
he literally just said, "I don't get paid enough for this."
Gulax in the house. Gulax in the house.
Wait, who's hitting
Well,
you?
hey, Chad, go ahead and take us
No,
out.
no,
man.
no, I
Take us
wanted-
back out.
You're not getting paid.
Bueller, do you want to give a shout out to your
I
sponsor?
live in a box camper.
Yeah, I mean, my sponsor is MaxProSupplies.com. They do all sorts of comic book supplies, bags, boards, you name it. If you need some supplies or whatnot, just go to their website, MaxProSupplies.com. Whatever you buy, enter in the code Bueller, and you save 10% your purchase, and that's good for a long time. So take advantage of it.
Sweet.
I would also like to point out my sponsor.
Nobody
which-
really cares.
Shut up.
I've had enough of this.
Oh.
I've had enough of this shit.
I love that Joe Ryan.
You let the Midwest man talk, Chad. I love you, but I've had enough of this shit.
Damn it, Jim.
Okay, take us
All
out.
right,
here,
and we'll do
man.
it live.
We gotta get out of
My
here.
sponsor is
Fuck it.
Midwest
No.
Comic. Shut up.
He's fun.
I had a lot of
I
fun.
like
Thank you.
Joe.
I
I like you
him.
too.
Honey, I'm
I like
sitting
Joe.
right here.
All right.
What are you talking
Not
about?
like that.
I'm
I'm
sitting
just
right
saying
here.
he's funny.
Listen, Tony Schiavone says there's things in the rafters. I'm throwing the link in the chat. If anybody wants to join us, see you after that.
Join us. Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.
Join us.
All right, Grant Morrison.